I mean, you get it, so yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Tarnation TV. We're here on a Tuesday evening. This is the High Voltage Racing League. This is the Maverick Cup Series. And this is race number 11, I believe. I guess I could count the number of folders I have on my Maverick directory on my computer. But either way, nobody cares about the technical stuff. We want to go racing in Michigan, and that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. My name is Blaine Donlan, joined, of course, by the one and only Rod Weston. Good evening, Mr. Weston.
Well, thank you. Back at Maverick Speedway, Maverick Race Cup Series, running at Michigan. Just quick note on the points. We got Josh Material still's got the point lead. He's 29 points. He did have a lot more of a lead. We talked about that last week, how he didn't race Daytona. Somehow I thought he did. He had a sub. So it changed, but he still got a pretty good points lead over Nate Bunter, Pablo, did I say that right? Paulo. It's Paulo. Yeah. Paulo Vitor, sorry Paulo, I'm trying to get that right. Jonathan Peavy, Allison Rodrigo, Noah Hart, RJ Bishop, Jack Merkel is in 8th, and Keith Hughes 9th, and the last of the top 10 is Tate Dorsey, and he is 278 points out. So long season, like you said, 26 race season in Michigan. All we're looking and wondering, is Alex Moe going to show up tonight?
Yeah, really. When Michigan's being run, Alex Moe can definitely smell it. I don't see him in the team speak. I do not believe. There's a lot of drivers here tonight. We're in a knockout qualifying situation again today. This has happened, I believe, the last 3 weeks we've had knockout qualify.
Yep.
So,
Pretty much, I think, every race this season. I don't think we've had a race without it.
Right. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is race number 10. So there's been a lot of people here. And again, with a knockout situation, why that would happen would be because there's more than 40 cars. Because they need a couple of spots for us. And then once it exceeds like the 43 car limit, which would be 41 starters, you've got to go into that knockout qualify. So they've done that, and they're ready to go on that. So then we're going to have a real qualifying session here in a little bit. And then we'll get to some green flag racing. But yeah, Michigan, super cool track. Everybody loves this track.
90 drivers have taken the green through this season already. So that gives you an idea of why they have knockout qualifying. When you get 90 drivers, some of them have only showed up, done a one-race show, but still, we've had 90 drivers attempt to qualify or actually, since attempt to qualify, because there might be people that have not qualified and are not in the points, but there's been 90 drivers that have taken points.
Yeah, so like 90 different names, that's crazy numbers here at Maverick. But yeah, if you want to give Maverick a shot, there we are right here. They're on Facebook, all the links in the description below, of course. Thanks everybody again for subscribing and watching every week. It's always a lot of fun. Upcoming schedule there on the screen right now. Thursday we'll be at the Rolling Thunder Gaming, the Talladega Challenge season number 68. That's been going on a while, hey? 68 seasons. And, of course, that's a Flat Out Racing Network commentary, Tarnation TV production, live at the All-Star Racing League on Saturday, the Premier Talladega Super Speedway Series, and, of course, a special event with SMO on Sunday, the 7th of June, the annual Hawk Memorial Race right here at Michigan. So that'll be a lot of fun with those guys. Their tribute races are always really cool.
Yeah, the RTG race, I didn't fare so well. I missed one race, the second race. Didn't make qualifying, but I managed to accumulate enough points in the two races that I did. Made it into the top 30. I was 26th, I believe, going into last week. Unfortunately, I got tangled up with Bernie Mob. I think it's when he got spun or something happened. Damaged the car a little bit. I ended up getting, I don't remember exactly where it finished, but it wasn't as good as I needed to, and I am currently in a knockout qualifying situation next week. Hopefully they don't have enough people so I can make it in and keep my points, but then I get told tonight I'm going to might possibly be in the booth, and that's going to kill me in points, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that'll be, the mid-July maybe. I believe we have, what did I say, it was Jack Mitchell on deck too, because Seth Cole and Kyle won't be able to call the race, but here tonight again, I don't see Mo. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's flabbergasting.
Well, I figured he'd be here because Alex Mo, anybody out there that doesn't know the name, you obviously haven't raced at Michigan Speedway and got your butt handed to you by Alex Mo. That guy is phenomenal here. Although tonight they are running a different track, so I kind of wonder, looking at, they got the PJ1 on the top of the corners, kind of wondering if this is kind of based off the old Brian Ring, where there is a high groove that you can just run the wall. It's not the fastest way around the racetrack, mind you, but in about 10 to 15 laps, you save so much on tires at Michigan BR that you will run them down and roll right by them. I'm kind of hoping that's what they've done here. It makes it for a very cool race if they did.
Oh, okay, yeah, because this is the original file name for this was Michigan MB19.
Yeah.
So I don't know who MB is. I should look that up in the README file, and of course there's some Maverick, updates to it. There'll be logos on the walls and whatnot, but yeah, whatever MB19 was based off of. There's lots of different versions of Michigan, but yeah, if it's a high groove version, that'll be cool because this, like you said, it's not the fastest way around, but it's definitely the one that'll get you the farthest. I guess, is that the easiest way to say that?
Yeah, I've raced it before. Now, granted, we're on a fixed setup, so it wouldn't be as prominent, as I'd say. When I raced it, we raced Michigan VR. It was an open setup, and I had my car set up to run right next to the wall. And I ran practice down at the bottom. I ran a little bit of practice up there just to make sure I was good. Then I'd practice at the bottom. And as soon as the race started, I went right to the wall. And like I said, I probably lost 5 positions right from the get-go. And then, you know, on about to lap 5, all of a sudden I started reeling them in. By lap 15, I was passing the leader down the backstretch.
Wow.
Yeah. You get so much momentum on the high side, and the tires last so much better. So, and then you don't, you know, you're still going to probably go, you might go a little bit further in distance, but like I said, about 12, 15 laps into it, that really makes a big difference.
Hats off to this old simulator too, man. Like a game you think from so long ago that was able to do what they did that well too, because like a real racetrack would run like that, you know. It's not just, we're not just driving around in circles. There's grooves, there's strategy involved everywhere, and this thing captures up most of it, you know. Obviously iRacing has like heat in the track now, like, you know, lines heat up and shady areas are cooler than sunny areas, but
yeah, I forget what they called it, but you know, on iRacing, but it was something like, but basically what it does, as you put rubber down, it puts rubber down, and the track conditions change.
They have dynamic track surfaces.
That's what it is. It was dynamic tire track or something like that. And so as you ran the race, you might be running on the bottom groove, and your car handles really, really good on that bottom groove. And then all of a sudden, you'd get about halfway through the race, and you're like, "Wow, I'm a little tighter. I'm a little looser." You know, it changes. And then all of a sudden, you move up, and you move up to a groove where it hasn't really been run as much, and boom, it comes back to you. And so that's pretty cool. And I think that's probably one of the good things that iRacing does have.
Yeah, because you think about that too, and that lasts for the whole race weekend too. So if you get out there and practice, and everybody just starts running a weird line, that rubber will carry, like, you know, that rubber will carry over to the next session. So it's like, you know, why is the bottom line suck? Because everybody in practice was running the wall, you know. Yeah, but the bottom's better. Like, yeah, but if everybody runs the wall and puts the rubber down on the wall, then that's going to be the sticky part. So it's kind of neat how that you can actually change the way a track would run.
Looks like Paulo Vitor might take the pole over Josh Mercurio. Cody Lamas 3rd, Neves 4th, 5th. Well, it just changed. Neves made it up to 6th. That's why I said might take it, because they were still in progress. So it ends up being Paulo Vitor, Josh Mercurio, 16 of Neves, 003 of Median, Jack Merkel's 5th, Alonso Rodrigo is 6th, 7th is Keith Hughes, 8th is RJ Bishop, 9th is, I'm going to mess this one up. Go ahead, count.
9th?
What's that?
9th, you said?
The 8th one, the 26th of...
Oh, Panicia.
Sorry about that. And then, of course, the last in the top 10 is Jonathan Peavy. And Peavy, I was just looking to see where he is in points. He's currently 4th. Obviously, Paulo Vitor is 3rd. So, some of them guys in the points, so, you know, qualifying right up near the front.
Yeah, it's good. Like I like the lottery qualifying, but then like 'cause some leagues will do that, the lotto qualifying. But I think I lean on actually qualifying more. More of a fan of that, because then at least the fast guys get the spot they need on pit road. My snoring dog, by the way, if you're wondering what that sound is.
And that's not an uncommon noise. The dog likes to be in here with him, and it's not that, or when it's shaking it, when it's, you know, scratching its back a little bit, you hear that as well. Adds a little cam thump to things, I guess. If you look at the track out there, it looks like it's PJ1 on the high side of it.
What she was doing there wasn't actually snoring. They call that an inverted sneeze, where it sounds like she's gasping for air.
Yep.
And they're like, it scared the jeepers out of us the first time I heard it, because she's like, what's wrong? We just recorded it and showed the vat, and he's like, it's called an inverted sneeze. It's fine. I'm like, okay, good. So it sounds like she can't breathe.
We have 40 cars tonight. 22 of them from the United States, 9 are from Brazil, and he's taping to me. Hold on. 2 from Argentina, 2 are from Chile, 2 are from Venezuela. 1 is from Australia, 1 is from Colombia, and 1 from Mexico tonight.
Running the whole gamut again tonight. No Canadians today.
No Canadians today.
Except,
of course, we're going to do this one backwards. We're going to do there's 1 Honda. Of course, we know that is Keith Hughes.
Yep.
Ironically, we just happen to have the camera on him. 2 Kias. That is the Snyder Boys. 3 Lexuses, 5 Toyotas, 6 Cadillacs. I don't know what Josh is doing, but I mean, he's getting more Cadillacs and more Cadillacs every time we turn around. There's 7 Dodges, 8 Fords, and 8 Chevrolets.
So Jack Merkel is our in-race reporter
here. Such a list of drivers, you got to give me a minute to find them. He was hiding right about in the middle of everybody. Jack Merkel, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Oh, you're not the points leader like you were last year, not kicking butt like you were last year, sitting back there in 9th. When is it time to start turning up the wick?
Hopefully tonight. The last couple races, I thought we had a good stretch going, and I was going to have some good finishes, and just had a couple unfortunate things happen, and I've picked it up better now, and got a couple good finishes there, and then hopefully we turn around. I'm going to start something new tonight. I'm starting from the back tonight. We're going to bring it back and see if that changes anything.
Oh, you're gonna roll to the back.
I'm
okay,
gonna EOL myself. I kept my pit stall. I'm gonna EOL myself on the start from the back, and see if that changes in my luck around.
It worked really, really good last year. So I mean, it could be the scenario, but it is true. You're the champion from last year. That almost, I don't want to say it puts a target on your back, but as much as you whooped on them last year, the guys might be a little bit less inclined to just let Jack go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've been racing a little bit harder, and a little bit more moves have been put on me this year. But I've had a bad finishes, not something that really I can control. The random blow up at Talladega, internet issues at Mexico City, the power issue at Kansas. When I've raced, I've had good chances to have good finishes. Had a couple bad races, but was going to come home maybe 3rd last week. Got that late race wreck, which was unfortunate. Got back up to like 8th or something like that. Just hoping I can pick those off. Top 10s, top 5s, start counting those up, maybe get some wins, and see if we can turn this around and get back in this championship fight, hopefully.
Well, counting tonight, you got 17 races to do so. We're going to be only ran 9 of them, so I have a feeling that you could get out there, and I agree. Try that. Why not? Go to the end of the longest line, come back up through the pack like you have been, and just gotta have some fun. I think that's a lot of it. Sometimes the pressure can get to you. I don't think that's one of those things it does, but you just go out and have fun and finish the best you can, and hopefully that's in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, it's still a decent mindset right now with a bunch of races left, and I'm like 220 back or something like that. Still have a decent mindset. We get late in these races and I don't catch up a bunch, it's going to start putting a little bit of pressure, and we'll just have to see how we get it done.
Blaine, do you have a question for Jack? I love doing that to him, catching him off guard.
Yeah, catch me right off guard. Now we're just panning around the car here, looking at these awesome paint jobs that you're always rocking, the Gordons. Is there a Gordon that you haven't run? I think you pretty much ran them all last year, right? We were talking about this before.
I think of all the cars that he ran, like they weren't like just a weird one-off. I think most of the cars I've ran most of the like normal schemes he had. I think like one of the I think the 2014 car is what I didn't run, but other than that, I think I've got most of all the common cars that he ran.
Do you paint these from the bottom up, or do you grab like a baseline and then just change it?
I just grab a base. I ain't got time to paint all these cars, and Paint by Raw has most all of the cars, and I just get them from there and put my number and put my name on it.
Perfect.
Know that you were trying to get a win last year in every one of those paint schemes. I'm trying to remember if you did accomplish that goal.
Do what was that? I'm sorry.
You were trying to get a win in every one of the paint schemes, and I think last year I knew there was one that you hadn't done that with, and if I remember correctly, you did accomplish that last year, right?
No, I still have not won in the Pepsi car, like the Talladega car. I don't think I ever will because of Super Speedways, but that's the only one I haven't got one in yet.
Sneak that in sometime and attract it. You're going to be, that you're pretty good at. Possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I might have to run out of the road course or something.
There you go. So, looking at the track out there, looks like PJ1 on the top of it. Does this track kind of race kind of like Michigan BR, or is that more of a looks thing?
It's kind of just a looks thing. It's a tire wear a lot. I did a full tire run in practice, and I fell off about 4 seconds over the entire fuel run. So it's certainly going to be interesting tonight to see how we can handle it and how everybody can handle racing around, especially if we get green flag stops with the dynamic of new tires versus old tires.
Very cool. All right, well, we'll let you get out there and have some fun. It's time to go racing, so good luck, and let's see that charge from the back.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jack.
Yep.
Last year's champion, still struggling this year. You can't say he's struggling too bad. I mean, he is still in the top 10 in points, but he has had a couple of races, and like he said, a couple of episodes where, internet or, stuff like that happens. But like kind of counting tonight, 17 more races to get down there and get it done. Yeah, I think he can do it.
As the cars grid up here on pit road, of course, we've got a Grand Marshal here every week, different one. Back from last year, actually, I recognize this clip, I do believe. Steven Stewart, host of the Live Reality Games podcast. Been reaching out to all these different people to get the stuff done. So we'll let Mr. Stewart take away the command and stay tuned while we go green flag racing here in Michigan.
Drivers, start your engines.
Watching Jack Merkel doing exactly what he said he was going to do. He requested an end along this line. He is going to the back, so that'll make for an interesting concept, I guess is a way to put it, to see if that theory will work.
Yeah, like the whole season last season, he did it. That was part of the bet. Was, can you go to the back every single race and still win the championship? And the answer was yes. Because he did.
And he did. And actually, it was the championship and had to win, I think it was 7 races or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a bet between him and Keith Hughes. And it was, the funny part about it was, I'd say funny, which probably gave him the most incentive, was it was pretty simple. If you don't do this, you can't race here anymore.
Right.
So what I don't know is there was no other side bet for Keith Hughes, because he didn't. If he lost, what did he lose? And he didn't lose anything. So
no. Yeah, Keith got the better end of that.
I guess if you're going to make a bet, you're going to be the guy to make that bet. That's the best way to do it, right? You can't lose.
Yeah. There's the Geico restart zone, and Paulo Vitor will take us out there for lap number 1. The lap number 8 will be silent again this evening, as per Ben Schneider, with in memory of Kyle Busch.
Woo!
What was that?
I don't know what happened to Neves there, but it just turned right.
Yeah, I saw the right turn.
And they're still piling up on the backstretch from it. Dylan Young made it through there. 46.
Saw the car hook, and away she went.
Loose, or did the wheels mess up, or you know what I mean? It just looked like it took off.
I'll back that up and get a look at it here.
Paulo Vitor was able to lead that first lap, so that gives him a little more points towards working his way forward in this championship. Looking in the chat.
Yeah, the 16 just went completely.
Just like it turned.
Weird. Yeah, it stopped turning. Like he just went straight back the other way.
Almost like his wheel gave up, or Pat stepped on the keyboard. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Uder Neves with a right turn on a left turning track.
Just seemed to go crazy. Looking at the chat real quick, we got Robert Spring in there. What's up, Tarnation TV?
Hey now.
Oh, and he was hoping for a caution-free night. Not so much luck on that. Mackenzie West is in there. Hey, Doodle. And who else is in there? There's a Charlie Fabrius, and I think I saw him out there. I'm saying his name wrong. 93 is ready.
I would say fibrosis. Charlie Fibrosis. Black flag car. Oh, a couple of cars have already retired. So how does this happen? I fixed the ticker last week, and now it's not. Now it's offset again. How does that happen?
Remember, error is human. To really mess things up, you need a computer.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can find a screen here that I can...
Curiosity, of course, he was probably already in the back. Jack Merkel on pit road taking tires. Kind of curious to see if he was involved in that at all.
Okay, let's see if I can fix this sticker. I'll have to do it live on the fly. I might lose the game, so we'll do it now while we're under yellow. Race data.
Unfortunately for Jack Merkel, he was involved into that. He kind of come into the party there, and a car slid down in front of him. So didn't check to see if they were busy checking other stuff. Didn't see if Paulo Vitor actually pitted. And he has not. Top 9 cars have not pitted yet. Liking to stay out front, stay in a little better track position.
I imagine we lost the game, so...
We're going to do it old radio style. Pace car lights are off on the backstretch. In the front row, Paulo Vitor outside, Josh Mercurio. Alison Rodrigo's third.
Drivers, to your
Couldn't see the number. Anicia, I think is the way it's pronounced. I may be saying that wrong, is in fourth. Keith Hughes. Noah Hart. Jim Jurgen. Didn't know Jurgen was out there tonight. No, he wouldn't be out there. And it's Dylan Young.
Yeah, I was going to say the 2 cars still in Young, yeah. Jernigan, was Jernigan in here last week?
No, he's in the 8. It says he's in the 85, so that's Josh 2's car, so must be subbing for Josh 2. Probably, it isn't caught up yet. I've looked over at GNL TV, because Paulo Vitor had a great start on the bottom. Got out there. Looks like every time on the start, Josh Mercurio would love to get down to that bottom. Just can't get room enough to get down there yet. Those stays up on the high side. Paulo gonna just running almost like a Daytona style thing, trying to pick the lane that's gonna make up time.
Yeah, I believe we got the ticker figured out. The ticker crashes and then gives you a bad lap count, so change that. We do have 75 laps on the clock. That is real. I just updated that.
Josh Mercurio making a move there out of 3, out of 4 on the bottom, trying to see if he can get down there and lead this lap. Was able to do so. That's a pretty good move there. I figured that high line with a little bit more cars would probably catch up to him, but so far, Mercurio's gotten out front. He's going to pull right up in front of Paulo and on the backstretch there.
Such a great track. Like, it's so wide, you know, like, especially coming down that front straightaway. So many different lines. You could go 5 or 6 wide if you wanted to. I mean, it tapers down into the turns, but once these cars get warmed up, they're a lot of fun. This Michigan is a great one.
Yeah, I've always kind of liked Michigan, and I've actually liked Michigan better than California. Oh no! Vito on the high side there kind of clipped the wall, and that sent him down into the cars underneath him. He was able to continue on, but few of the drivers that he hit, one driver that hit another driver into that one, and it's just kind of got a little bit of chaotic right there for a second.
Yeah, domino effect. In an instant replay here.
I'll hand the lead over to Josh Mercurio, the current point leader. Michael Norman on pit road. I don't think pit road was open. Curious to see, is he that then? He might have got towed in.
He's getting service now, yeah.
Yeah, so he might have got towed in. We just happened to be flipping through, and I see him on pit road getting tires, but you know, I knew pit road wasn't open. All that's going to do is give him the end of the longest line penalty. We do have 6 cars, 1 lap down, and then 4 cars that are out of the race already. Jim Jergen is one of those that were in that. Let's see, Carby Edwards. Gotta figure out numbers here, because
we've got to do our silent lap 8 too. I believe I'm a lap behind, actually, because we're under yellow checking out replays.
Yeah.
We will do that now. All right, makes it back up. Yeah, we missed lap 8 there. We were looking at replays, but lap number 8, I believe going forward, Benjamin will probably do every race with that. He was a huge fan of Busch.
Like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan, you know what I mean? But I mean, I did like Kyle Busch. I didn't like sometimes his off-track antics, but the guy could. There's no doubt that guy could wheel a car.
Yeah, that was the thing. I wasn't a fan of his on-track stuff either, but yeah, you can't. You know, when you lose somebody, it's especially a talented guy like that. You might not like his antics, but you'd pick him in the first round if there was a draft.
Oh yeah.
You know,
if
who are you taking? I'm taking that guy.
If you were a driver, not a driver, an owner, and you were going to start a Cup team, or even a Busch team, or anything like that, and you know, somebody said, you know, here's the deal, you can pick. You could pick 5 drivers. What's the first driver you would pick? You know, in a fictitious world, that if you picked this driver, they're coming and racing for you. Who would you pick? Oh, Kyle Busch would be right there, right top on that list.
Yeah. You like Busch? Oh wait, yeah. So like that's another interesting one too. Like of all time, or just that like
even
just
all
this
time.
era, like even all time. Yeah. So you'd have Earnhardt Sr., Bush, Jimmy Johnson, Yarborough. You'd be picking all these guys.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, I'm a Dale Senior fan, but I don't know if I would have picked him. Really quick looking back, kind of sort of, Jack Merkel is in the 16th position, so he has worked his way up from the, starting dead shotgun on the field. So pace car is getting ready to go off. Starts
in 38th, and he's found his way to 16th already.
Yeah, pace car is making the trip down pit road. Josh Mercurial up front, Jonathan Peavy outside, Allison Rodrigo, and McIntyre's up there in the third spot. I believe that is McIntyre, correct? Yep, Matt McIntyre.
The Mercurial with the points leader too, right? Like he's the guy to beat so far this season. He's been having some great races.
Led the most laps of the race so far, but guess we're, kind of a little early into it there. So far, the fastest lap's been set by Jonathan Peavy at 193.099 miles an hour. One of the Cadillacs.
The car is barrel rolling down the back straightaway. That car is barrel rolling a lot. Wow.
Wonder if, I was going to say that's going to lead to a caution. I would imagine pretty soon that there's going to be a caution cool down.
Another wreck on the front.
I think Nick Gunther's got one of his favorite paint scheme cars out. Let me check. Yes, he does. I like that paint scheme.
Oh, that purple Mopar.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that's a slick looking one. Is that a real life one replicated in the game, or is that just an original design?
I'm not really sure. I imagine it's something that he had somebody paint for him. The old. If you're a Dodge fan, which I'm not a big Dodge fan, but my modified driver is. So, but the old, they call it old Plum Crazy Purple. So.
Okay.
I figured, hey, everybody's going to be coming down pit road. We'll get a few stragglers that stay out. Starting with Michael Norman, who is, I think, a lap down, or did he get his lap back yet? Okay, so he is getting his lap back now. So Michael Norman will be back out there. I see that, Robert Springs on there, kind of hoping that Michael Norman will take the win tonight. But, being a lap down, he's got had a lot of work to get there, but now he'll be on the lead lap. He quite possibly can get her done. 16 of Neves stayed out to lead a lap.
Trying to find the point of caution here. It does happen coming through this turn, so
it'd be interesting. We talked with Merkel earlier. He talked about how there is a bit of a fall off on the tires. We weren't 100% sure. Let me check something. It says I could do about 50 laps. If I remember correctly, they do 2x except for on super speedways, correct?
Yeah, super speedways they do 1.
Yeah. So, but kind of curious to see how fuel mileage will come into play on that. But you might see some of the drivers that have pitted under the last caution stay out to get themselves out front for a little better position.
Man, it was Matthias Yankee in the 97 that was going to do about 7 barrel rolls, but then went backwards the other way, so unwound himself. So he only ended up with about 4 real ones because he did a rewind. Oh, man, that car was already damaged on the back coming into that. And it, again, just a weird, it looked like a weird thing where the 14 washed up just a little bit. And it just got caught in a loop where that thing just kept rolling. And then there's that. Vitasa got him. 46.
He's not had the greatest. Titus Yankee has not had the greatest luck since he switched from the 31 to the 97. I think he should have stayed 31.
It is weird, the superstitions. Well, look at Merkel, right? Superstition there too.
It's going to pay off. You watch. He'll be starting shotgun on the field every night after qualifying. I believe in that.
Yeah.
Some new faces up there in the front. Neves is on the point. Keith Hughes, Tate Dorsey, Soares, I guess. Soares, I'm not sure how that one would be pronounced.
Yep, Soares. First name Pablo. So you got Pablo Soares and Paulo Vitor, and they both drive the same car almost. So they're teammates with Fast Lane Racing. That's what it says on the side of it. Fast Lane Racing. So they are in the fast lane.
Yeah, rocking and rolling. A lot of lane changes. We are gonna, looks like almost 4 or 5 wide going into turn 1 there. I thought for a minute they were gonna try to go 5 wide. It was getting close.
Yeah, I mean, you could. You'd want to get her sorted out before the turn.
Oh boy, Reyes Jr. on the bottom. I don't know if he caught the apron. It looks like he's going around.
He's going around, but what a great... It's almost like he forced it to just spin out, to keep from washing back up.
Well, that's what they do. They tell you to do that with the real cup cars.
I've seen Tony Stewart do it.
Yeah. The reason for that is if you go out there and it gets sideways and you decide to brake, when you lock up the tires, you're only going to go the direction of the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, when you lock them up, if you're headed to the wall, that's where you're going to go.
You're done.
You turn that thing sideways, it gets sideways, and you just punch the gas, you're going to go to the bottom of the track. That's the way they do it, to try to keep it from, knocking it into the fence.
Yeah, it's like it would start to spin instead of hitting the brakes, just spin it out on purpose.
Yep. Basically what they're doing.
Yeah, at least you don't have control of it, but it's definitely, it's an easier impact too, because if you can get the car turned around, and the rear end of the car goes into the wall, it's a little bit softer than hitting it head on.
Tim McCurry will have to work his way around traffic now. He's back in the 9th position. See some smoke there.
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke.
Not sure what happened. Don't know if that's the smoke from when Reyes Jr. had spun. I'm not 100% sure, but the smoke will linger for a little bit in the game.
Yep. And I do have different clouds. I've done some graphic changes, courtesy of James Hodge.
Keith Hughes out in front now. Got the only Honda in the field out there, running kind of the middle groove. Tate Dorsey all over his rear bumper, running a little bit lower than he was in the corner there, just to see if he could figure out a way. 3rd place, Nick Gunther back there in that beautiful plum crazy purple car.
Got Lucas GD25 in the YouTube chat, says, "Let's go 502." Allison and Pablo Vitor too.
Yeah.
Try to shout everybody out in one text message. Focusing there on 502 JP Avalar, currently in the 28th position. It's a cool looking car too.
I haven't seen that one. We'll have to take a look.
Yep. JP Avalar in the 502.
That is a pretty sharp looking rig.
Leakless.
Keith running the M&M's paint scheme tonight. And I got the Perina car out there tonight. Tate Dorsey's making a move.
Does he still have his cat on this one?
I don't know if he has it on this one. I think this one was one of the tribute cars from last week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got the Rowdy Kyle Busch thing on there. So yeah, he didn't modify it too much.
I tell you, I think this track has a high groove. See Keith Hughes running that high groove. Tate Dorsey tried to get underneath him, was unable to do so. That opened up the door for Josh Mercurio. That was just about 9th, about 4 or 5 laps ago. Worked his way up into the second. Well, also, you got to remember, we talked with Jack Merkel. Tires do pay dividends. You know, on the end of a fuel run, it was like he said, 4-second difference in time. From new tires to old. So even out here, a few laps that they've run, those newer tires that are coming, they're going to come up through the field pretty good. We saw that last week as well.
Did he say 4 seconds?
Yeah,
here?
He said 4 seconds. That's what he said.
Wow. I missed that part. I must have been checking on something. That's
The
amazing,
tire,
especially when it comes to racing. Like a quarter second is a lot of time. 4 seconds is an eternity.
Yep.
You really got to know when it's like, okay, they're starting to fall off, go in and get new ones, because that's a crazy amount of time.
Josh Mercurio tried to take the lead and the backstretch there. Keith Hughes tried to do a crossover. Shock up that another lap led by Josh Mercurio. Currently, he has led the most laps tonight. That would be lap number 9.
Also, currently, Benjamin Snyder and Carnby Edward have retired, along with Matthias Yankee and Jose Reyes Jr. Possibly Connor Edwards in the O2. I'm showing that he's still on the track, but I'm not seeing him when I focus on him.
Carnby Edwards is the 92, yep. It says accident.
Carnby Edward in the 92, but then there's Connor Edwards in the 02.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So many drivers. Hard to keep up.
We've got an Edward and an Edwards. I've never seen Connor Edwards before. Carnby Edward is here every week. So we didn't get to see the O2 car. I like to kind of flip through the field as we go through the race and see these cool paint schemes, but didn't make it to that one.
So Josh Mercurio was able to take over the lead with those fresher tires. Nick Gunther tucked right in behind him there. Tate Dorsey and Keith Hughes, both on a little bit older tires, still hanging strong there, but they just can't compete with the cars in front of them that have a little bit fresher tires.
When you can see here, this pack you're looking at right now is pulled away from everybody by about a half second. Pack of Allison Rodrigo, Tate Dorsey, Keith Hughes, Nick Gunther, and Josh Mercurio.
Cody Lamas sat back there in between them both, just running all by himself. And the old Kyle Busch
energy cars always look so cool.
Yes, that's one of Kyle Busch's, they call it O'Reilly series, but Xfinity series, basically the Busch car. That's what he ran. Not in this era, but in I call it the Twisted Sister era.
Okay.
The cars were a little bit twisted, and they look more like the original Cup cars.
Twisted, you mean like in body design?
Yeah. They call them Twisted Sisters. If you looked at it, the left front nose would actually be more like a ramp, I guess is the way to put it. Kind of like a wedge car on the left side.
Is the ARCA series similar to that too?
Now, the ARCAs run basically the COT cars that were not with the wing but with the spoiler.
Oh, okay. I thought their front end was a little bit weird looking too.
Used to be. Basically, the ARCA series runs, cars that are older style. So, when the Cup series went to the COT cars, all those old Cup cars went to the ARCA series.
Oh, I see. So they're just hand-me-downs.
Kind of. Some of them build new cars, but a lot of them are hand-me-downs. Jonathan Peavy makes his way past Cody Lamas, moving him into the 6th spot there.
Speaking of hand-me-downs, I'm the oldest brother of 3, or oldest son of 3, so my 2 younger brothers got all my old stuff.
I was the middle child, so I got all my brother's stuff.
Yeah. The middle child always gets all the cool stuff. I mean, lucky for us, we were all, we're all great friends. I hear these horror stories of people with their brothers, like the fights they used to get in, like legitimate, like beating the absolute crap out of each other, and I'm like, why?
Because we could.
But me and my brothers, man, like we were like best friends.
My brother and I got along pretty good, but you know, he would, you know, he'd always make sure he had a point to prove.
Yeah.
And then Gunther taking the lead, going down the backstretch. Let's see if he can hold on to it going into 3 and 4. If he can, oh, he's already led 1 lap tonight. So Josh Mercurio is not wanting to lead the most laps. We currently know that Nick Gunther is second in points, and he's only 29 points behind Josh Mercurio coming into the next event. So he doesn't want him to get out there and lead the most laps.
Yeah, lots of points, you know, like most laps led, especially when it comes down to trying to catch Mercurio. Like, you've got to steal as many points as you can from him.
Alexander Vegas going a lap down. Oh, Nick Gunther sideways off of turn 4. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I just saw the puff of smoke there.
Taking a look back at that.
That was really weird looking.
I wonder if some of the tracks that they have like a rumble strip on the high side.
He just got loose.
Yeah, he was right up next to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering.
No contact with nothing. No contact with anything. Yeah, no contact with anything.
That
no
puts the lead. But that's not going to help his tires none. So
no, that'll be we're talking about tire wear here, and that'll be a definite chunk out of those tires.
Jonathan PV involved, it looks like, in one of the earlier incidences on the caution. Is the next car possibly to go a lap down? I think that's going to be Carroll is going to be the one that does it. Mike Carroll, as Jonathan PV just got past him. Looking in the rearview mirror, Jonathan is and like, I've got to go.
I'd like to give a shout out too to, again, Reddit user NR Clips for the camera pack. We downloaded this track tonight. There actually wasn't a camera pack in it. It was just a bunch of zoomed in camera angles that would not have fared too well for a live broadcast. So
Cody Lamas takes over the lead. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're in this community and you need camera files, definitely look up NR Clips on Reddit. The guy's amazing.
Did awesome work. That way, I got in here, and TV1, TV2, and Spectator were all the same.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is...
I always call it an empty, I just call it like an empty cam file or a broken cam file, because if you don't put a cam file in the track, you can still go into the race and watch the replay. It's just there's nothing. It's just a stock numbers that do nothing.
Well, you're camera 1, camera 2, and you're just looking at the, pretty much picking off where all the mosquitoes are on the front bumper. You can't see nothing around them. So Cody Lamas was able to take over the lead there. I wonder if he was one of the drivers that happened to be, you know, on the freshest tires, but yet starting deeper in the field. He's gotten past Josh Mercurio and just kind of rolling away from him.
Yeah, I was thinking he may have had a different pit sequence too, because he's made 3 stops. Mercurio has only had 1.
Yeah, so we know he's on fresher tires.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not by much, but maybe just, you know, again, just the right amount. Apparently, he was able to catch these guys and get around them.
Well, we had 3 cautions in succession there for a little bit, and then they just calmed down racing now. So anybody with the fresher tires on, obviously, it's definitely going to pay dividends to them.
Yeah, and some of these guys are heading to the pits.
Yeah, you'll probably see, I don't know.
Who's that? 68 just went down there. Gustavo Moraes. There's a 43 of Rodrigo. Looks like we got some guys pitting. There's Merkel there.
Dorsey, I think, was one of the ones that just pitted. Tate Dorsey looks like he had pitted. He's passing him and passing. I mean, we know he's pitted. he just looked like Superman with a cape. He just rolled through the middle of 3 and 4 past Cody Lamas like he was hooked to the track.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of guys pitting there. And ACO was headed on the way in. Back on Lamas here in first place. It actually was funny. It looked like Lamas was pitting, but clearly that was somebody with a similar looking car.
We got a couple of NOS Energy ones out there. Oops,
Oh,
somebody was spinning on the back.
Yeah, it looks like Quimby is the one that I thought was Lamas from that bird's eye view of the pit entrance that I was doing. Darwin Quimby in the 14.
The thing is, you know, staying out, he might be able to catch some of these guys a lap down. That's your goal.
Mm-hmm.
As currently right now there is 13 drivers, 12 drivers on the lead lap. The rest of the cars are one lap down or more. So yeah, if he's staying out there and they're going much faster than he is, should a caution fall at the right moment, could trap a lot more drivers a lap down. Well, you say currently right now, Keith Hughes and Nick Gunther, they are currently trapped a lap down. Unfortunately, if the caution came out for Cody Lamas, they would be the lucky dog and they'd be back on the lead lap, but all the other drivers would not be. And just as I say that, caution flag comes out.
Yeah, we saw Mark Snyder there in the infield. It looks like the car was on fire, so it looks like he had an issue. Let's see if we can find a replay here. So I'm not sure what Cody's pit strategy was going to end up being. But now that we're under yellow, he's going to have to go around at least one more time.
We know that Keith Hughes and Nick Gunther will be the lucky dogs. That'll give them the ability. They'll be able to go out and go around and come up pit again, but they'll start in the back of the pack, but they'll have fresh tires. Any car should Cody Lamas go down there and pit, if there's any drivers between the pace car and whoever comes out as the leader, those drivers will be able to do the wave around. The only downside of the wave around is that they won't be able to pit and put on tires.
Right. So the 68 of Gustavo Moraes got a little bit loose. He got spun around and was kind of stuck on the, not stuck on the wall, but just waiting. Because he's in a position right here where he can't get back out into traffic because he would cause a bigger accident. But then he goes for it, and then, the 35, I think that's Carroll, right? Yeah, knocked him off the wall right in front of Mark Snyder, and that caused the yellow.
Just past the halfway point here. Probably, I don't think anybody can make it the distance without another pit stop. Probably definitely not on tires. Curious to see if Nick Gunther, who I believe is going to come out with a lead when this cycles down, unless he is, or if he pits, or kind of curious to see what he is going to do.
Benjamin Snyder in the YouTube chat. The 14 did not run last week. That's Darwin Quimby, the one we were looking at with the other NOS Energy paint scheme. The only Colombian in the field this evening.
Very cool.
Full blast on restart. Good call. So yeah, we'll do a full blast and we'll get ready to rack them up and get going again. Who do you want to ride along with? Somebody in the thick of it?
Yeah, why not? Let's go with our in-race reporter tonight, Jack Merkel.
Right.
So, I was mistaken. One of the guys that's going to take the wave around is going to be Nick Gunther is going to be one.
Jack Merkel.
Then Neves, Austin the Plant, Alison Rodrigo, Michael Norman. There's a few. As well as Matt McIntyre.
Okay, so I just watched
Ballard.
Jack Merkel pass the pace car as well.
Yeah. There's a few wave around. I mean, quite a few. Jonathan Peavy, Quimby. Well, there was quite a few of them. If you go with Jack Merkel, you're definitely going to be in the thick of it. Lights are off on the pace car.
For full blast, I still have not. I do have the graphic. You'll just have to turn up your volumes. I used to have it set to trigger a booster, like a volume booster, but I don't know what happened. It doesn't really work as well as it used to. I think the plug-in is outdated, and I have to kind of dig into that. I keep saying I'm going to, and I keep forgetting to do it, but we do have the graphic, and we do have a mute button, so you don't have to listen to Rod and I talk.
Green flag is out. Here we go.
All right, then. Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go into full blast mode with Jack Merkel on board for a couple laps. See you in a couple minutes.
What do you mean drink time? I said a drink before this thing happened. Said maybe the 84 after he already said it. Why would you want to do it with a leader? You can't see nothing. The most
Yeah, I don't.
I like that. Yep. I like it when it jumps into the cockpit there because it's a, it's the view I run. It gives a view to people that have never seen how they race in the cockpit. You getting criticized on your full blast. Drives right through it.
Yeah, why not, eh? Merkel just drives right through that. Well, thanks for doing the full blast. That, yeah, definitely got to tweak some stuff.
Yeah, but it was kind of cool for the folks out there to get a chance to see which some of the drivers will see. I drive in the cockpit like that, so it gives them a chance to see what it looks like inside the cockpit and, just to follow Jack Merkel last year's champion round.
It's neat to see like these cockpits too. This is a cool mod for like cockpit variation because they're all very different. Like I can start flipping through the cars right now. So this is a Chevy. There's another Chevy. That's a Ford. There's another Ford. Toyota. Chevy. Toyota. There's Dodge out here somewhere, right?
But they're all driving in a Ford. It's on a Ford template.
Oh,
you'd
right,
have to find one that's driving the old school Charger or Challenger, not Challenger, sorry, Charger Dodge. Because they have a different. And I drove Dodge on in the M car until I got that layout screen that we saw that when we looked at Tom Moose's setup, and he had, instead of having, you can't see it on the screen, but down there on the right hand side there's a little information box. A little contact on pit road there.
Are you talking about the F2s and stuff?
Yeah, your F1, yeah. F1 all the way to F9 gives you information, either tire wear, how much you're changing, your stagger, stuff like that. Just different stuff. Gives you, what's going on with the car, where drivers are. And that is based right down there, kind of if you're looking on the inside of the car there, where the gear, with those starter switches and stuff like that, kind of in that general area. And in most cars, of the cars, you couldn't really see the temperature gauge. The Dodge has it over there by where that Chevy is kind of sort of. So it's up high, real easy to see. So that's why I started running the Dodge.
Okay.
Now, that whole information screen is in the upper left-hand corner. You look at inside of Jack Merkel's car, or the car that we have currently in, up in the top side of the window in the roll cage, where it's not instructing any of the view or any of the gauges. That's where it is now, and that's why it doesn't matter now what I run. I run the Dodge Dart like a lot of these guys out here are, and that is on the Ford template.
Right, okay. So there's only 3 templates there, because there's 4 makes, though.
Right.
Right, so like I can go off our... Okay, even if we're looking at GNL TV behind the scenes, I can see RJ Bishop in the 91 is in a Ford.
Right, but that's the Dodge
Cody
Dart.
Lamas, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's a Dodge Dart on a Ford body. Cody Lamas, you'll have the tack in the middle and high, and it's got like a mountain kind of sort of the carbon fiber dash there.
It's neat, the variations.
Yeah, and what it is people make different templates. So the Dodge Dart isn't one that was designed originally for this because they didn't run it back then. So painters will start to say, I want to make a Dodge Dart, and they'll put it on, if you were to had a Dodge or with the original Challenger, the nose on it's really different, kind of odd and very different, and it would be hard to put something like that on that template. So they find one that fits what they would like, and obviously the Ford template works best for it.
Yeah, and Benjamin said there too, the Honda and the Lexus are on the Toyota make.
Yep.
Kia is on the Ford, Dart is on the Ford. And then you got all these weird, like these Buicks and stuff, like you just have to find one that fits.
Yep. Pace car makes a trip down pit road. Cody Lamas is the lead, RJ Bishop on the outside, Josh Carriel third, Tate Dorsey fourth. That looks like Torres fifth, and Keith Hughes sixth.
Christian Torres found his way up there.
Yeah.
He had some really good runs there last season, I remember.
I remember he got second in the Daytona race, to Keith Hughes. Ooh, crossover move.
Nice move, RJ Bishop. Fellow car painter. RJ Bishop.
Sends it in there. Oh, up
a little
into
bit
Cody
too
Lamas.
much. Cody
Just
Lamas
got
to
it
the
in there a
wall.
little bit too hard. Cody Lamas. Oh, Allison Rodrigo, nowhere to go, and a few more of them are coming in there. Just track getting blocked. Woo! Somebody did a high speed down pit road
Oh, really?
to avoid it.
Oh, to avoid it. Oh,
There we go.
nice. Okay.
They're actually Ballard than in 95. If you go in the inside of that car, that should be on the Dodge Challenger setup. Let me check. Yes, it is.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. That's cool. So this is what the Dodge looks like. We found one. And here's the view from his cockpit of the accident.
To make evasive action, but you can see
Yeah,
he
he
was
just had to go to the pit lane. Unfortunately, yeah, he'd be speeding, but at least he didn't get any damage.
ran out of room and just decided that's the worst place to go. But
A brilliant move. It's a very smart move.
Yeah.
He could have tried to fix that and ended up plugging himself right into those water barrels.
yep, and you can see that dash with the steering wheel on. You can't really see it as much, but those two gauges on the far left are water temperature and oil temperature, and that's just, to me, that's the perfect place to have them. So that's why I ran that template.
Ah, cool. Yeah, and again, the steering wheel graphics only on right now because I'm broadcasting.
Right.
When I'm racing, I'm just like you. I shut that thing off.
Don't. To me, it's a distraction.
Yeah.
Not terrible, but if you'd ever really watch somebody do this, now that replay really doesn't do it justice because it doesn't really give you 100% accurate what's going on there. But you'll see these drivers going through the corners, and they will be, left, right, left, right, left, right. They're if it's a little bit loose, they're just trying to catch it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you want to be doing, but you don't want to be too far. But the replay doesn't quite give you that essence of it. You can see it move a little bit, but not quite like it would if you were seeing the replay from, like, if Blaine was out there driving now, and he did that, and then he put up his replay, you would see every little movement that he makes.
Mm-hmm.
That always drove me nuts.
Yeah, because it's more fluid when
Yeah.
it's like the local machine. When it relays it in a replay, it doesn't really. Well, it depends too. I think does it depend if the driver? Oh no, if this guy, what is it? This Allison Rodrigo, he's on keyboard.
Right.
And you can see he's got to shake it around. See, I think the input momentum. I think he needs to adjust his input momentum. Is that just me?
I think so too.
Because what he's doing is he's tapping a button and it's doing an instantaneous turn. Where if you adjust your input momentum, it would be a more gradual, smooth.
Go into Cody Lamas and see what he does, because he races with a keyboard, but he has his input momentum about perfect. I mean, he drives that thing real well. Christian Torres was able to stay out and lead a lap, but I'd be curious to see if he stays out or pits. I'm going to guess, being that the lights are out on the pace car, he's staying out. A lot less input on Christian. Sorry.
On Cody, the gas pedal too. They have to tap, obviously, because it's a keyboard input.
A little bit different shake-up out front here. Kristen Torres. Josh Mercurio's still up there. Eddie Dean is in third. Keith Hughes fourth. Look at that. Austin LaPlante snuck his way up there into the fifth spot. Otto Vitor back up to the front after having an episode there early. Jack Merkel currently in the 8th. And then Hart. Noah Hart is in the 8th position. 7th is Merkel, 8th is Noah Hart.
Christian Torres into turn 1, staying low right down to the line. I wonder if that's where he wants to run, because we've been talking about the multiple grooves here too. Like we got Mercurio up there with Hughes. Or not Hughes. Yeah, Hughes, 82, yeah.
I think there is an upper groove here. I think Jack Merkel didn't want us to tell everybody that there was one, and he didn't want people listening to the broadcast that are racing to go up there and run it. But I seen Mercurio and Hughes and a few others do better on the upper side than the bottom side. Of course, Torres is on older tires than the guys that just pitted, so.
Especially on a long run too, right? It's sometimes you can use it to get where you gotta go, but that long run, just be patient, find that groove and stay in it, and it'll all come back when everybody burns their stuff up.
We're only 2 laps to go, and we'll be 20 laps to the end of this thing. It's going by pretty quick.
Yep. Focus on the 003 there in the 4th position of Bianco Medina.
I believe they stayed out.
Yeah, right next to Panacea there in the 26.
Interesting with 22 laps. We didn't ask Merkel how far he could go, but I would imagine, should it go green, I would think that they would be able to go the distance, at least the drivers that pitted on that last caution.
Yeah.
May not have much for tires, but I believe they could go the distance.
Few cars retired this evening. JP Avalar, Alexander Vegas, Mike Carroll, Mark Snyder, Miguel Figueroa, Jose Reyes Jr., Matthias Yankee, Connor Edwards, Carnby Edward, Quentin Moore, Benjamin Snyder. Out of the race. Cars a lap down. Matt McIntyre, Gustavo Moraes, Darwin Quimby, I want to say Johnny Paitosa. Benjamin will correct me. It might be Hiani. And then Udir Neves and Tony Blackberry in the 20. That's a new name. Tony Blackberry.
Yeah.
Let's check that one out. What's he driving? He's driving that car. Bright blue.
Ooh. Somebody blew up.
Somebody explosion.
That would be the 718 of Augusto. Smoke coming out of it.
Leon Augusto and the 718. Just an engine failure, or did he hit the wall?
Not sure. Looks like it hit the wall and probably caused engine failure. The car's still going. Not making the trip down pit road.
Interesting.
Did the caution come out?
No, we're still green. He might get black flag for debris, right? That could be a thing. Not being up to speed.
I don't know if they have a not up to speed policy here.
No, I'm not sure.
Benjamin will be able to tell us that.
Focus there on Panisia in the 4th position, right behind Medina. Merkel right behind them.
So, which one was the one you were asking if you said it right? Because Benjamin said it's pronounced like Johnny.
Oh, just pronounced like Johnny? Okay.
Like
because it's Jhonny, so I didn't know if it was like Hani, because sometimes the J will be silent.
Yep.
So it is. It's Johnny Faitosa.
Perfect. Have a spinner off from, I believe, turn 4. And this, that would be Austin LaPlante. And the 718 is making the trip down pit road.
Okay.
Josh Curriel's still up front. Keith Hughes keeping him honest.
So I wonder if the 718, maybe he just missed, maybe where it blew up, maybe he was not able to make it safely to pit road. That's why he had to go all the way around.
Wow. I don't know
anything. I don't know anything.
Well, I don't know if it's still running because he probably went down to get it fixed if it's able to be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they can fix it. Problem with engine damage is they can't really fix the internals. So they'll clean it up and get her going for a little while. It just depends how long it can hold on until it actually explodes.
Still on pit road. I'm just checking and hasn't left yet, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Michigan International Speedway. Thanks everybody again for watching, commenting in the YouTube chat. It's always cool talking to everybody. And of course, we'll be back again on Thursday at Rolling Thunder, Saturday at ASR. Back here again next Tuesday after, of course, on Sunday, we got the special tribute to Hawk here at SMO. Everybody's invited to that. Anybody who's watching this thing. And
we'll see if I make it. I don't know if I'll make it or not.
Yeah, you got race day, right?
It's a race day. We got rained out this last Sunday, but it doesn't.
Okay.
It all depends on how smoothly it goes. If it goes well, then I will be there.
Cool.
All right, Josh Girls.
That's an invitational. So anybody in this series here wants to head on over to SMO and get a hold of them and get in there on Sunday. Run some Michigan, because this is where it's going to be. Great track. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say Josh Curry is still up front. Keith Hughes second.
Yep.
How do you pronounce Peninsula? We have done this.
Yeah, Peninsula, yeah. Alpha Peninsula.
Yep. Kate Dorsey on the bottom trying to make up some ground. Has not had a whole lot of luck down there. Nick Gunther just getting by him on the backstretch. I'll put Nick Gunther up into the 5th spot. Oh, Michael Norman back on the lead lap, currently running in the 7th, looking to go further forward.
And Panisia and Medina were running like 3 and 4 right there, but Medina seems to have faded back to about 11th.
Keith Hughes trying to see if he can make that bottom line work. Cody Lamas, saw him earlier, spun around down there. Now currently in the 4th position. That's a really good comeback.
Yeah. Again, just like an Alex Moe on this track, right? Like, just get out here and run the thing. And
oh no!
Is that Mercury losing it?
Yeah, leader gone around.
Oops, not the 84. I wanted the 86, not the 89. I wanted the 86. Ah. Oh, he's on pit road right now. What happened?
Spun out. I don't know how he got out around, but.
Oh, okay. So check this replay out. He's in second. No, is he in second place right here? Yeah, he's running second place right here. He's coming into turn 3 and 4. He's going to see if he can get by Hughes. Oh, we had to do a little bit of an adjustment maybe there, and that's what got him loose. Ow. Oh, no. Right when I was watching that cool drift into the pits, my game crashed.
Oh, fun.
Ah. Yeah, he got loose coming to between 3 and 4, and then he was able to just drift it straight into the pits and just made a pit stop. It was pretty smooth, and we didn't get to see it.
Yeah, we're under 10 to go, so.
Yeah, so that's a great time for the game to crash. Awesome.
Yeah. Hey, Dorsey keeps trying to make a move on her Keith Hughes on the bottom there. Keeping track of Jack Merkel. Currently, he's running in the 8th position. See where he stands when he hits the line. Still back there in 8th, but right there in the hunt.
Drivers, to your cars.
Kind of curious to see. Here comes Dace Dorsey tries to go to the bottom. Hughes goes down for the block, back up in front of Cody Lamas, who's currently in 3rd, trying to make that high line work. Mencia is 4th, trying to make that, get the pass there. Hart on the bottom, getting passed by Michael Norman here, and now taking over the 5th spot in the high side.
So funny now that I adjusted the ticker, and now the ticker is not adjusted again. It was too far up, so I moved it down, and now I reset the game, and now it's too far down, so I should have left it. Whatever. I don't know why it does it. Every time I reload it, it seems to be in a different spot.
Nate Dorsey is on the bottom side, trying to make a race out of this.
Yeah.
Keith Hughes running right there, just about right side tires in what they would call that PJ1 patch, and just kind of keeping the inside tires below it.
Up number 69 of 75.
And Comedy Llamas still trying to make that high side work. He's got Peninsula behind him and Michael Norman right behind him. Hart has managed to make up some ground on that bottom group, moves right up in front of Michael Norman there, taking over the 5th spot. I think you're looking at Keith Hughes running this thing more like you would at Daytona, keeping an eye on where Dorsey's going.
They're rubbing doors back there. Jack Merkel around, getting tangled up with the 20 of Tony Blackberry. Yellow is up. Just before they commit to the final 5 again, the yellow came out just in time.
Isn't that like 3 weeks in a row we've had that?
It's close, man.
Just before they get to the 5th lap in. They are racing back.
Yep. It's not when the flag comes out. It's when the accident happens. So you can see there. The accident happens right there. And then they cross the line here. So
Tate Dorsey gets the lead on the high side.
Yeah, I just got back. I forgot to do the race back thing. But yeah, here's the replay here of that final run out of turn number 4 here. Hughes in first. Dorsey gets a wicked run on the wall and is able to get it by 0.104 seconds.
So
they will
now the
probably do
question.
a hurry up here. They'll probably do a hurry up kind of thing here. If you want to pit, hurry up, and we'll get back out here and get green again.
Anybody gonna make it down go down pit road that's in the front? Ooh,
No,
a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this is gonna be interesting.
This is, yeah. So they are definitely burning up tires if they're coming in here now.
Trying to see who is gonna be our leader.
Well, currently it's going to be Lamas. Right?
Looking at the cars that stayed out, they're all, I believe, lap down cars. Whoever wins the race off pit road, I think, which is going to be Tate Dorsey.
Maybe it's not Lamas. Who just went by? Oh, I'm getting that mixed up. So we got 2 NASCARs out there.
So Tate Dorsey is going to be the first one off pit road. Keith Hughes is going to be behind him. Then comes Panicia, Nick Gunther, Michael Norman, Jonathan Peavy.
These cars
Cody
are all
Rollins.
a waiver on situation, probably. We'll have to wait until we go by the line to see all these positions reset.
Yeah.
Like, there's RJ Bishop, but he is currently being shown in 16th. But that's also inside that pit cycle. It looks like all these guys are taking the wave around.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wave arounds.
Well, you know, you may not have the best tires, but you're going to be maybe possibly on the lead lap. And, you know, should something happen and you can get through a mess, you know, there's a lot of positions to be made up. It might work in their favor.
So you can see there, it's going to be Dorsey, Hughes, the 26 of Panicia, the 55 of Gunther's back up there, and the 30 of Norman.
Jonathan
8
Peavy
Jonathan
got some
Peavy, yeah.
damage, but he's right there. Lights are off on the pace car, so it looks like we're getting a green-white checkered.
Yeah, Maverick has this this rule in place for a reason. There's no yellows within the last 5 because they would not be able to do a green-white checkered if the yellow comes out within that last 5, just before that last 5, even if it is like 1 lap in, depending how close it is to the line, like it happened there. They're able to get the green-white checkered. That's the point. It will not. A Maverick race will not end under yellow. It's a neat little setup because it's much more exciting with a green-white checkered finish. So if the yellow does happen to come out, they can always get a green before it's over. As you can see there, this is lap number 73 of 75.
Pace car takes a turn down the pit road.
74 coming up.
Tate Dorsey, use your control car. Keith Hughes, Panicia, Gunther, Norman, and Peavy. Nelson Rodrigo and Jack Merkel. Let's see who's going to come out with this.
And this race will end under green, just a reminder.
Hughes looks like it's going to get the run off the corner on the high side.
Yeah. Oh,
Panicia's going to come right with him. Gunther's going with him.
Run. Panicia's going to get a push.
And see Tate drive it in there hard there on the bottom. See if he can make it stick.
Oh, it's sliding.
All right, getting 1 to go right now.
Panicia.
Keith Hughes has got a pretty darn good lead, but they are all over the track behind them. Dorsey's able to get back up into the tight high groove there into third. Watching Nick Gunther's going to try to make a move on the inside down there in 3 and 4. Dorsey goes to the bottom, making sure there's no place to go.
He's got that thing rolling. He's trying to get there. He's blocking now.
Oh, Tate Dorsey
he's gonna get nice. That's what I call a block. Second place finish for Panizia. And Keith Hughes manages to hold everybody off and get first place. Hughes, Panizia, and Dorsey.
Of course, Gunther right there, 4th, 5th. Jonathan Peavy, Michael Norman, 6th, 7th for Jack Merkel, 8th for Cody Lamas, 9th for Alison Rodrigo, and 10th is the 93 of Bruce Ballard. 95, sorry, that was the Dodge. Yeah, that was the only Dodge actual. Oh no, Jim Jurgen was in the Dodge as well. The actual real Dodge template.
The actual Dodge template, yeah.
I think Benjamin had said something that Keith has not. Yeah, Keith Hughes has not won a race this year, and he won the Daytona race last year, which we mentioned earlier.
Nice. Yeah, I can see on GNL. The only little ram head I see is Bryce Ballard. The other guys have gone blank because my game crashed.
Gotta love computers.
Yep.
Don't think Keith is going to have any tires left.
I think you're right. Oh, that's concrete down there. Cool. Oh, right into victory lane.
Awesome. Pretty good. Oh, let's see if we can find Tate Dorsey to hit him up here.
Cool.
Tate Dorsey, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
So, you managed to come out, finish 3rd, led 2 laps for the night. Where are you hiding in points? Down there in the 10th position. Not, the greatest night for you. You got up there, led a few, but you managed to come out and sneak out a 3rd there near the end.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I thought the 26 was going low, so I went above him. I should have just went low, and if we wreck, we wreck, but that was fun to the end. He gave me a little bump to make sure he finished 2nd. I like that.
See, most of the time tonight you were trying to make the bottom groove work, and we talked with Jack Merkel earlier, and he said they didn't think the track had much of a high groove. It seemed like a lot of the guys were running about midway around there, kind of up near that where that PJ1 kind of looking stuff was. Did you find that the high side was a little bit better on tires, better coming off the corner, or did you just more comfortable down at the bottom?
I was more comfortable down at the bottom. Every version of Michigan I've ran, I cannot figure out how to run the top with good speed. And then my entry, I would not lift as much as the other guys, so I'd dive underneath them, and I just get myself stuck on the bottom. I could kind of hang there. I just needed to be able to clear up a little more. So I was like, well, I like it down here, and I'm not losing too much, so we'll just ride this one out. And I think the top was wearing tires a little bit more just because I was having to lift more. So it was going to work out if we didn't get that late caution. I think I was going to have the tires to get around Keith there.
Yeah, you were doing pretty good till that caution come out, so it was going to be definitely a good race there. Part of the problem you also have is where you've got a fixed setup, and a fixed setup isn't necessarily, going to give you the high side or the bottom side. Just your driving style is every bit different than everybody else's. Some people may be able to make that setup work up on the high side, where obviously you say you couldn't really do that. So that makes it a lot harder. If you had an open setup, obviously you could make a setup that would run on the high side.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd get it rotated on the bottom nice. So I was like, I'm not even gonna try the top. This feels good down here. The only problem was on restarts. I just could not get it to stick coming out of turn 2, and it bit me on the last one. But That's more of a driver problem than anything else. So we'll work on it.
16 races to go to get to the championship. You know, you got to start keep these good finishes like this. Get yourself further up in there. Maybe take that championship this year.
We're gonna try. I got some tracks I like coming up, so we'll keep plugging away and figure out how to beat Keith Hughes. He's not that good, so.
There you go. Blaine, you wake up there, you got a question for Tate.
Yeah, I was gonna say the.
I love catching him off guard.
Push the right button. There it is. I was gonna ask too. You said something about you got some favorite tracks coming up, so now you got to let us know which ones you're looking forward to.
Pocono. I don't know why, but kind of like it. It has 5
A lot
turns.
of people
Maybe
hate Pocono. Yeah.
Yeah. I have won a Maverick race before there, so maybe that's why I like it. And then Chicagoland, I'm pretty excited for. I think that'll be a pretty good race. I've always liked Chicagoland, so.
Very cool. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish. You finished ahead of, the guys. Some of the guys you had to. That'll get you back up there in points. We'll give you a chance to thank anybody or everybody you'd like to thank. The floor is yours.
Yeah, first one I don't know, not really shout out. Apologize to RJ. I went to hit the caution button, one of the yellows, and just gave him the slightest bump. But sorry about that, RJ. He looked like he's gonna have a good finish too. Other than that, just my wife and kids just letting me race. My daughter wasn't too chaotic as I was racing here tonight. So, and then shout out to you guys. I appreciate the broadcast you guys do. So thanks for doing it.
Thanks, Tate.
Thank you. An awesome job tonight, and keep it up. Hopefully you can go up there and knock that Josh Mercurio guy out of that championship. Good luck with that.
Yeah, we're gonna try. See you later.
Good luck. Now, I was gonna grab Panacea, but Benjamin's got him down there in another room.
Yeah, he's got him in the locked administrator room, so we can always talk to Keith.
Yeah, let's do that. Keith Hughes, you got Rod Blaine in the booth. You got a copy.
Yep, I'm clear.
We're not rocking the Purina car tonight, but we got the M&M's car tonight in Victory Lane.
Oh yeah.
Didn't lead the most laps. You didn't lead the most laps. You let Josh Mercurio do that, but of course that's the points leader. He's got to do something to get points when he does not finish in the top 10. You ran pretty good out there. Got near the end of it. You were kind of out in front. Had Tate Dorsey all over you. Do you think you could have held him off long enough if we didn't get that late caution?
No chance.
Okay.
No chance. That was Tate's race to win if we didn't have the late caution. He saved his tires a lot better than anybody else, and we were cooked.
Okay.
He was gonna drive away.
My next statement was going to be he already had plans and he was going to whoop up on you there. He figured he had sights on you there. We were surprised but not surprised. Got down there. You're going to have green white checkered, and everybody comes and takes tires. Obviously, if you stayed out, you would have been a sitting duck. And then you were able to hold them off, and literally, I do mean hold them off. They were all over you. You were racing like you were at Daytona, like you were looking at the rearview mirror more than you were the front.
Oh yeah, that's where I keep my eyes most of the time when I'm out front. And that's also where the danger is. I keep one eye on F2 to see if anybody's wrecking in front of me, and the other eye on the rearview mirror.
And of course, I kind of saw that there was an upper groove on this track. A lot of the guys seem to be making up a little bit more ground up there. You kind of ran up there. Obviously, until to the later part of it, you moved to the bottom because it'd be the safer place to go. But was there a second groove out there? Was it saving tires? Tate thinks it was to probably hurt more harder on the tires on the high side. What did you see out there?
Yeah, I think the bottom actually saved the tires tonight because that's what Tate used the last run, and that's why he had so much because he was taking the shorter distance around, and he was just keeping his tires on, running the top. We were kind of have to burn more up there.
Yeah. Have you ever raced at like Michigan BR?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Because in that's a track where you could literally you were a foot off the wall, 2 feet off the wall the whole time, and you could run up there and get really, really good grip. So I thought maybe this one would do that, but like you said, Tate, said he thought that the high side was a little harder on tires, and that's why he was on the bottom. So that's pretty cool.
Yep, but it hurt him in the end because he didn't have the speed. Because that top side has tremendous speed when you got tires on it. you can fly. Once you start losing tires, then the bottom middle's probably better.
Oh, okay.
So I got lucky being on the outside too. I was able to kind of have that position on him coming out of 2, and I could just send it in on the top side because the bottom is good for long runs, but the top side's where I want to be on the short runs.
We do a lot of different broadcasts, and so does the leader have the choice over here?
Yes.
So he could have taken the high side, and he'd been running the low side all day. But
yeah, he said that he was comfortable in the low side, and that's what he was made his bed in. That's what he's going to stay in.
And you were happy with that and didn't have a problem with it, right?
Yeah, I was like, sweet. I like the top side, and he didn't get a push either on that restart. Like the guy behind him did get going, and I think I had Nick behind me, and we got a pretty good start on the restart.
Very cool. Blaine, do you have a question for Keith?
Yeah, like with what you're saying about how the lines change like that, that seems like it's almost the opposite. The high line eating tires instead of saving them. Do you guys practice out here at length to kind of find that stuff, or do you know what the track's doing by just looking in the I&I files, or how do you just run laps?
Yeah, I just knew the high side would be good while you had tires on it. I didn't know exactly what it would do when they fell off. Like it was kind of an experiment thing. I like how it races. I really enjoyed it. I like it gave us several different lines that we could run at different times, and you could choose to save, you could choose to go. I like that type of racing. I don't like just one line on the top. I like being able to move around. So I don't know if it was a good broadcast or not, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the race. Even if I didn't win, I was having fun.
It would look like a whole lot of fun and a good broadcast from when I saw everything, but who knows? Let the people decide,
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on your win. I'll give you a chance to thank anybody you would like to. The floor is yours.
Yep, we just did it for Kyle tonight and put the M&M's car in victory lane. Racing lost the legend. And I'd like to shout out to my mom. She just had her gallbladder removed today. So if she watches, I hope we get better soon. And just thank my family for letting me race. And for y'all doing the broadcast. Had a good night.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations. And we'll hopefully see you here a little bit more,
Well, yeah, I like being in victory lane. Hadn't been there in a while.
I don't know, in the comments something about, I don't know if you won other than the Daytona last year, didn't you? I thought you won one other than that.
Maybe not. I don't know. I show up, we try to win, we have fun either way.
All right, well, congratulations on the win, and hopefully more to come. Good job, bud.
All right, thank you.
Well, there it is. Yeah, we've been informed by Ben that Panisia does not have a microphone, so
okay.
we made the right call moving on to Keith because he's unable to speak with us. But
well,
awesome run by Panisia to get that second place finish too, because that was cool watching him kind of get up there and find those lines and be able to hold those guys back too. So.
It didn't lead a lap, but ran pretty much most of the night right there in the top 10. So did a great job. It was great for him to get a second. I was trying to see where he was in points. I don't know if he has run all the seat races either this year, so I don't think he has, but that was a pretty good job.
Missed a couple, but that he has definitely been in a few of these things.
Yes.
So. Yeah, that's a good points night for him too. Like you said, he wasn't able to lead a lap, but he got the second place finish, so that'll definitely help.
When you got a list of 90 drivers to go through.
Oh yeah.
If they're not ready,
Control F to find people. That's what I've been doing. Control F and then search for them.
But either way, it was a good run for him. Congratulations on that. So, not a bad. That's some pretty good green flag runs in there.
Yeah, Michigan's a great track. Once everybody gets warmed up, it's wide enough that we can do some racing, so that's cool. So yeah, next week we'll be right back here on Tuesday night at Pocono, and it sounds like Hughes is probably going to want to run there because he's a big fan of Pocono. And you can see there to round out June, there's Sonoma and then Chicagoland.
That'll be great. Then it's Daytona. We're back to the Daytona track again.
Yep, probably the night version. Then we got a couple of quick shots. Then Road America, road course. Indianapolis, not so much. Montreal, road course. So that's pretty cool. A couple of quick road courses in there.
Actually, looking forward to the Montreal one. That's going to be an interesting one. I don't know what it is about that track. I like it. It's a lot more technical, so it may not be as, we have had, like with the Road America last year was a pretty good race, actually. And, the Sonoma race last year was a really good race. I don't know if Montreal's going to race that good, but it's a fun track to race on.
It is a good race. It is a cool track. I've always been able to find great versions of it in most racing games, even ones like this that it never would have launched with this. Somebody would have made it. So that's going to be cool to see which version we're using. In Assetto Corsa, there's a really good version of it too. I always download Montreal. It's a cool track, and it'll be a lot of fun seeing that one. But we got to get through Pocono But yeah, it's a cool little setup. Yeah, Pocono, Sonoma. And then Chicagoland, Daytona, Road America, Indianapolis, and then Montreal. And then a few more races after that, Watkins Glen. So yeah, a lot of very... Mexico City. I forgot Mexico City was also a circuit too. So
that was pretty good race.
Lots of road courses in here this year. It's cool.
And you were talking the other day, because I race Wednesday nights on the ASR Open Cup Series. And I know you guys are talking about we have a broadcast coming up for that soon.
Yes, we do. 10th of June, I believe. Is that next Wednesday, actually? I might... it was... 10th? Was it the 10th? Yes, it was. Next Wednesday. I forgot about that. Yeah, I got to put that on the list there, too.
I'm going to have to talk with that Brian Wolf fella. And actually, I'm out of the points in that one, so it doesn't really matter. Out of the points only because, for one, I missed the first race. It was at Daytona, just one of those that snuck up on me. And then, of course, we had done, what did we do, 5 or 6 different broadcasts for TMP on Wednesday. And that really took me out of the points. Not complaining. A great group of guys over there. Love doing the broadcast for them. But, it took me out. I was going to go for a championship, but now I can't. So.
It's at there's Brian Wolf in the YouTube chat right now. Yeah, Wednesday, June 10th, Fluid 150 at Michigan. I was going to say it's going to be Michigan because everybody seems to be running Michigan right about now because real life NASCAR does too. And a lot of these guys mimic that. But that's an open setup, and those are always fun broadcasts. Knowing that open setup is in play, so many things can happen on pit road. Even more things can happen in the garage. So
I have to talk to that Brian Wolf guy. Maybe I can get him up in the booth.
Yeah, get him up there.
His race, he can get up in the booth there.
Yeah,
I'll go down and
race. Yeah.
We'll see. Either way, it doesn't matter. I don't care either way. I enjoy doing the broadcast as well. So that's what we do. It's fun. We have you and I have a good time together. Friends out of this deal.
If Brian wanted to, it's Cup physics too. I forgot about that. They're running Cup. Straight up realistic, Cup open, big boy racing.
That's why I'm there.
Yeah.
May not be the fastest one there. They got some really great guys there, but I tell you what, I love racing there.
Yeah, I recall last year here at Maverick, we had a pretty awesome race at Pocono. Pocono, people don't like Pocono. I never had a problem with Pocono. It's a long track, but it's a cool one. It's very unique. I like the unique stuff because I love Michigan, but there's also Fontana is very similar, and you've always got these big sweeping D-shaped ovals. Same with like Texas and Charlotte and Atlanta all kind of being similar. But when you got Pocono, nothing's like Pocono.
No. My favorite version is Pocono 05, but the only issue with that track is the safer barriers. And what I mean by that is they are brutal. You get two guys side by side, one gets bumped, and they just tap that wall in turn 3, they're done. That's the only thing about it. But why I like that track is we did open setup racing there, and as you've heard me say before, the turn 1 is basically turn 1 of Trenton, turn 1 of Trenton. Turn 2 is basically one of the corners at Indy, and turn 3 is Milwaukee Mile. So it kind of has 3 distinct differences to it. I was there one day trying to figure out a setup. I grabbed my Indy setup, threw it in there. All I had to do is change the gear. I ran 4th gear the whole way and actually won with it. It was just...
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You ran 4th... Because sometimes you'll downshift going into 2, right?
So a lot of guys will downshift out of 1 and 2, or basically 1, and then down the long pond, they'll shift up, and then they'll get into the what they call the short straight, or the
tunnel turn, yeah.
And they'll downshift and go into 3. Some will go through that in 4th gear, and then when they get to turn 3, being like Milwaukee Mile, it's the flattest. They'll downshift there. I run 4th gear the whole way around.
So you took an Indianapolis setup to Pocono, changed your top gear, and just put it in 4th and went.
Yep.
And won.
And part of the reason too, I race with my hands, obviously, but I have a button on the steering wheel, not working at current. But when I'd hit the 100 foot mark at the corner, little mark on the wall tell you when to stop. You're coming. I would hit the clutch and just coast all the way through turn 1. I could do, I think the guys are only getting 20 laps. I could do 22 to 23 laps. That's how I won. But never shifting. Yeah, never shifting and saving fuel.
There it is. Yeah, the coasting works. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. We'll see what next week here they do run fixed setup, so we'll see what they end up pulling off there. But the clutch patterns are, instead of braking, obviously it's fuel saving techniques, right? And that comes down to it sometimes. These are long races here on Maverick. They usually run about 50% race, so we'll see what happens. And as always, thanks everybody for watching on YouTube. Thanks to Ben and the whole crew for having us in here to do this for them. It's always fun, and we're switching up tracks every single week. Got a bunch of cool ones on the schedule here too to mix it up a little bit. And of course, everybody in YouTube land for watching, thank you very much. Everybody at Maverick land for having us. That's super cool. And tons of drivers at a knockout qualifying again this week. So everybody who shows up to race here, couldn't do without you guys. I mean, it wouldn't happen. If there was no drivers, there would be no race. And of course, Rod Weston, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's that. As always, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.